Hi, this is Mrs. Micah, and I've had a number of parents requesting that I provide some additional information on how we're teaching time to the nearest minute and elapsed time. So I'm going to spend some time showing you how we're teaching elapsed time at school. So I have a problem set up. Sorry, I have to keep adjusting this. Mrs. Micah woke up at 6 o'clock. She spends 1 hour and 24 minutes getting ready for school. What time will she leave her house? So the way that we teach calculation of elapsed time to our students is using a number line or a timeline. And the other thing that we're using that kids connect with are mountains to represent hours, hills to represent minutes that are multiples of 5, the way that we see multiples of 5 on a clock. So 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, we can use our hills. And then minutes, we're using rocks to represent individual minutes. The other aspect of troubleshooting or problem solving elapsed time problems is that we teach the students to identify the start time, the end time, and the change. Sometimes the problem is asking a student to find the end time, like this problem. Sometimes a student is asking that, or sometimes a problem will require a student to calculate the start time given the end time and the change. So it's very important that students are able to identify the different aspects of whether or not it's a start, end, or change when they're solving an elapsed time problem. So I'm going to start out with this, and I'm going to use some markers. So I woke up at 6 o'clock a.m. So this is going to be our start time. So I usually teach the kids to circle or put a box around different aspects of the problem. So, and I'll put an S next to it so I know that's the start time. She spends 1 hour and 24 minutes getting ready for school. So again, we're going to pay attention to this information, and this is going to be our change. So I'm going to put a C for change. And then what time will she leave her house? This is going to be the end. So when we were trying to find out what time she's going to leave, I'll just block that out and I'll put an E, and then I'm going to put a question because that's what we need to solve for. So using the mountains, hills, and rocks method, we're going to have the start time when I also teach the students to label above the number line and put the times below the number line. It's a good way to organize it and make sure that they're keeping their information neat so that they don't get confused. So in this problem, the start time is 6 o'clock from our story problem. So I'm going to put 6 o'clock on my number line. And we know that we need to go an hour and 24 minutes already. So we're going to use the mountains, and it's okay if they write over where it's labeled start. So 1 hour later than 6 o'clock is 7 o'clock. And then the other aspect that's important is we're going to make sure that we're labeling what these represent on our timeline above. And it's possible that you can put 2 hours and then just add a 2 to the hour here when the students are doing this. Right now, since elapsed time is new for third graders, we're doing 1 mountain per hour. So if it were 2 hours, we'd have 2 mountains. So the next part of this, we're going to do multiples of 5, and students can choose whether or not they want to use 5s, 10s, 15s, or 20s given the story problem. Since this is 24 minutes, kind of an easy story problem, I'm going to do a hill of 20 minutes. And so 20 minutes later than 7 o'clock is 7:20, and it's important that I label this here on my number line. And then I still need to go 24 minutes, so I need 4 more minutes on my number line. So I'm going to do 4 little rocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, and put 1 in here. Now, when we do the rocks, I don't require students to label every single additional minute unless they're really struggling. So I'll just have them count up in their count up and say 7:20, 7:21, 7:22, 7:23, 7:24. And label 7:24. So that is the mountains, hills, and rocks method of calculating elapsed time using a number line. I hope that you find this helpful when working with your child. Thank you.